Welcome back, coin hunters and history buffs. Let's kick things off with a fascinating question. Have you ever checked the pennies in your pocket and thought, what if one of these is worth a fortune? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most elusive treasures in American coinage, the 1978 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, this unassuming penny could make you a millionaire, with a current market value of $1.1 million. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just find yourself scrambling to check every penny in sight. Spoiler alert, I did the same thing last night. Now, let's talk about why this penny is so special. First, the no-mint mark designation. Normally, pennies from 1978 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Denver pennies have a little d under the date, San Francisco pennies flaunt an S, but the Philadelphia pennies, well, they're shy. No mint mark at all. But here's the kicker, not all no-mint mark pennies from 1978 are valuable. The true jackpot comes when you stumble across a coin that's in pristine condition. We're talking about a penny that looks like it just stepped out of the mint and onto the red carpet. What makes this penny worth $1.1 million? It's all about rarity and condition. Imagine finding a comic book from the 70s that's never been opened, or a vintage car with 0 miles. Collectors go nuts for things like this, and pennies are no exception. The 1978 no-mint mark penny in flawless condition, also known as MS65 or higher, sits at the top of their wish lists. Why? Because time hasn't been kind to most coins from this era. Most have been scratched, tarnished, or tossed into vending machines without a second thought. Let me tell you a story. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. She handed me this old coffee can filled with pennies and said, "These might be worth something someday." I laughed it off, thinking it was just another one of her quirky ideas. But curiosity got the better of me. I started sorting through them, Googling mint marks and dates, and bam, I found a 1978 no-mint mark penny in shockingly good condition. My heart raced. Could it be the penny? Long story short, it wasn't in mint condition, but it did sell for $50 on eBay. Not bad for a penny that had been sitting in a coffee can for decades. So, how do you know if you've got a $1 million penny? First, check for the date, 1978. Then, look for the absence of a mint mark under the date. If you think your coin looks pristine, it's time to call in the professionals. Certified grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your penny and give it a grade. And hey, even if your coin isn't worth millions, it could still fetch a nice chunk of change. Some 1978 no-mint mark pennies in slightly lower grades have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Not too shabby for a 1-cent coin. Now, before you start tearing apart your coin jars and flipping couch cushions, let's talk strategy. Don't just rely on the loose change in your house. Hit up local flea markets, garage sales, and even coin shops. You'd be amazed at the treasures hiding in plain sight. Oh, and one more thing, don't clean your coins. It might seem like a good idea, but collectors want coins in their original state. Scrubbing them can actually lower their value. Trust me, I learned this the hard way with a 1968 penny. Rookie mistake. Alright, folks, we've reached the end of our penny pack journey. Let's recap. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a treasure hiding in plain sight, with a jaw-dropping market value of $1.1 million in top condition. If you've got a coin collection or even just a jar of pennies, you owe it to yourself to check. Who knows? That 1-cent coin could be your ticket to financial freedom. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and strategies to help you uncover coins worth serious money. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you've got a funny coin hunting story to share. Hey there, coin hunters. Imagine this, you're rummaging through your pocket change at a coffee shop, just trying to scrounge up enough quarters for a latte. Suddenly, you spot a penny that looks a little different. Oh, it's just a penny, you think. But what if I told you that humble little coin could be worth $1.20 million? That's right. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1988 D Lincoln penny. This isn't just any penny, my friends. It's a rare gem hiding in plain sight. So, grab your coin jar, Because you might just be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Let's kick things off with the basics. The 1988 D Lincoln penny is just like any other penny until it isn't. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, hence the little d mint mark below the date. Over 5.2 billion were made that year, so what makes this one special? Here's the scoop: some 1988 D pennies have a rare error that collectors absolutely drool over. We're talking about the white AM variety. This means the A and M in America on the back of the coin are spaced further apart than usual. It's subtle, but for collectors, it's the difference between a regular penny and a jackpot. Now, let me tell you a funny story. A couple of years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his old office. He's a bit of a pack rat, so there were boxes of coins everywhere. I was like, "Uncle Bob, you've got more pennies than the US Mint." And he goes, "Maybe one of them's a rare one, huh?" At the time, I laughed it off. But after learning about the 1988 D penny, I called him and said, "You better start digging through those boxes, Bob. You might be sitting on a gold mine, well, copper mine." Now, let's talk cash. The record sale for a 1988 D penny with the white AM error is $1.2 million. Yes, million. Imagine that, turning a single penny into a life-changing amount of money. Why is it worth so much? Rarity is key. The fewer error coins out there, the more collectors are willing to pay, but here's where it gets tricky. To fetch top dollar, your penny needs to be in pristine condition. That means no scratches, no dents, and absolutely no running it through the washing machine. Trust me, I've learned that the hard way. If you think your coin has potential, you'll need to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it authenticated. Now, before you start flipping over your furniture looking for loose change, let me share a pro tip. Focus on pennies minted in Denver in 1988. Flip them over and check the word America. If the A and M are spaced far apart, you just might have a winner. And if you do, well, you owe me a coffee for pointing you in the right direction. So, there you have it, the tale of the 1988 D Lincoln penny that could turn your spare change into serious cash. It's not just a coin, it's a ticket to a whole new life if you're lucky enough to find one. But here's the thing, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many coins out there hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. If you love hearing about these treasures and want to learn more about spotting valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're just starting your coin collecting journey. Let's swap stories and maybe even share a few laughs about the wild world of pennies worth millions. Hey there, coin hunters. Imagine this: you're standing in line at your favorite coffee shop, fumbling for exact change, when you spot something odd in your pocket, a shiny 2016 penny. Nothing special, right? Wrong. That little coin could be worth $1.3 million. Yes, you heard me. A penny, a single cent, could change your life, literally. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's turning everyday pocket change into a treasure trove. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Let's start with the basics. What's so special about a 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? First, no-mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but for some reason, it doesn't bear the usual P marking. Most people overlook it because, let's be honest, who actually studies pennies anymore? But here's the kicker: only a few of these pennies were minted with an unusual error, and those are the ones collectors are drooling over. And now, I hear you asking, how do I know if I have the penny? Great question. Look closely at the coin. Flip it around, study it like Sherlock Holmes. You're looking for unique traits, like a subtle doubling in the text, especially on "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." This error is called a doubled die and is a major factor in driving up the value. You'll also want to check for an unusually sharp strike, flawless edges, or signs of wear that are oddly placed, which might indicate it's one of the rare misprints. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, my friend Dave, he's not even a coin collector, found a 2016 penny while cleaning his car. He was about to toss it into a tip jar, but something about it caught his eye. He Googled it and realized he might have struck gold or copper, in this case. He sent it to a grading service, and boom! It came back certified as one of these rare no-mint mark errors. The kicker? He sold it at auction for $1.3 million. Dave now refers to that car cleaning session as the day his life changed forever. Alright, let's get back on track. Why are collectors willing to shell out so much for this coin? It's all about rarity and condition. Coins graded as MS65 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, fetch the highest prices. Think of it like this: the shinier and more pristine your penny is, the bigger the payday, and before you ask, yes, condition matters a lot. So, if you find a promising penny, don't just toss it in with the rest of your change. Store it carefully in a coin holder to prevent scratches. A scratched penny won't fetch you the big bucks, trust me. Here's another fun fact: these pennies have been sold at some of the world's biggest coin auctions. It's like the Oscars, but for coins. Collectors come from all over the globe, bidding on these tiny treasures. One bidder reportedly said he was more excited about winning a rare penny than buying his first house. Talk about priorities. Alright, folks, there you have it. The 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be the most exciting thing to happen to spare change since vending machines started taking cards. Who would have thought a simple penny could be worth over $1 million? Before you head off to raid your coin jar or dig through the couch cushions, let me leave you with this. Every coin has a story, and you never know when you might stumble upon a piece of history or a financial windfall. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins or learning the strategies to cash in on your finds, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss our upcoming videos, because next time, we're talking about nickels worth thousands. Now go check your change, and remember, one penny could be your golden ticket. Alright, coin hunters, collectors, and curious minds, here's a question for you. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this tiny little coin could change my entire life? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into one of the wildest stories in the world of collectible coins, the 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right. A penny that could be worth $1.4 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, travel the world, or just flex on your friends by saying, my fortune started with 1 cent. And hey, if you've got a jar of pennies sitting around, you might want to stick around. Who knows? You could be sitting on a goldmine disguised as pocket change. So, what's the deal with the 1988 no-mint Mark penny? Let's break it down. First off, the no-mint Mark part means this coin was minted in Philadelphia, where they just didn't bother stamping their coins with a little p. Lazy? Maybe. But that's part of what makes this coin so special. And now, let's talk about why this coin is worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. It's all about rarity and condition. The 1988 no-mint Mark penny became iconic because of a subtle die error. Basically, some pennies from that year have a unique transition between the FG initials on the reverse side, which stand for Frank Gasparo, the coin's designer. This tiny detail makes collectors go bananas. Think about it like this: it's like finding an old Beanie Baby with a misprint on the tag. But instead of being worth a few $100, this little penny could fund your dream vacation to the Maldives and still leave you with enough to buy a yacht. Alright, so you're probably wondering, how do I know if I've got one of these magical coins? It's simple. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom feature. Check the reverse side of the penny, right under the Lincoln Memorial. Look closely at the FG initials. If they appear slightly off or different from other pennies, you might be onto something, but remember, condition is key. If your penny looks like it's been through a war zone, scratched, dirty, or corroded, it's probably not going to fetch top dollar. The most valuable ones are graded as MS68 or higher, meaning they're in near perfect condition. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his junk drawer last year. You know, the drawer everyone has that's full of random batteries, old receipts, and maybe a lone paper clip? Anyway, he found a penny that looked different. He sent it off for grading and BAM. It turned out to be one of these rare 1988 no-mint Mark pennies. He sold it for over $1 million. The best part? Dave didn't even collect coins. He was just too lazy to throw pennies away. So, moral of the story? Laziness pays off. Why you should check your change. Here's the thing: rare coins are lurking everywhere. It's not just about 1988 pennies. There are nickels, dimes, and even quarters out there worth a fortune. So, the next time you get change at the grocery store, don't just toss it into a jar. Give it a quick once over. You might just thank yourself later. Alright, coin enthusiasts, that's the scoop on the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew 1 little cent could be worth $1.4 million? It's like finding treasure without having to dig a single hole, but here's the deal: opportunities like this are only valuable if you know where to look. So, start checking your pennies, learn about other valuable coins, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next big story in the coin collecting world. And now, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and strategies for making money from them, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss a chance to learn about the next $1 million penny. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin that turned out to be worth more than its face value. I'd love to hear your stories. Have you ever been digging through your couch cushions or the change jar on your kitchen counter and thought, what if one of these pennies is secretly worth a fortune? Well, my friends, you might want to keep your eyes peeled because today we're talking about the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth, wait for it, $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth $1.5 million. Who knew a tiny copper coin could pack such a big punch? Before we dive in, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, rummaging through a box of old coins. There was this one guy, let's call him Larry the Coin Whisperer, who was buying up every Lincoln penny he could find. I asked him why, and he leaned in and whispered, "You never know, kid. One of these could change your life." At the time, I thought he was just a little eccentric. Now, I realize he might have been onto something. Alright, let's break this down. What's so special about the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and why is it worth $1.50 million? First, let's talk about the no mint mark. Normally, pennies have a letter indicating where they were made: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and so on. But if there's no letter, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. Here's the catch: not all no mint mark pennies are valuable. What makes this one special is a rare minting error. And now, don't go dumping your piggy bank on the floor just yet. This isn't just any 1989 penny. The ones worth the big bucks have some very specific characteristics. They're made from a transitional composition. See, back in the 80s, the US Mint was experimenting with penny materials to cut costs. Some 1989 pennies were accidentally minted using the older, mostly copper planchets instead of the newer zinc-coated ones. These coins are incredibly rare. What makes them even more valuable is their condition. Coin collectors, or numismatists if you want to sound fancy, are all about grade. If your penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's when you start seeing those eye-popping price tags, and here's where it gets fun. Imagine finding a penny that looks like it just rolled off the mint press, completely untouched by sticky soda spills or trips through the washing machine. That's the kind of condition collectors are looking for. And now, let's sprinkle in a little humor here. Have you ever tried to examine a penny closely? You find yourself squinting, holding it up to the light, maybe even whipping out a magnifying glass. Suddenly, you feel like Sherlock Holmes on the case of the $1 million penny. It's like CSI, Coin Edition. Let me tell you about my cousin Jake. Jake isn't exactly what you'd call lucky. He's the guy who buys a lottery ticket and accidentally tears it in half. But one day, he finds an old penny in his glove box while waiting at a drive-thru. He remembers hearing about rare coins on some YouTube channel. Hey, maybe it was this one, and decides to look it up. Turns out, it wasn't worth $1 million, but it was worth $50. He used it to pay for his meal, plus an extra large milkshake. Jake might not be rich, but he's now the guy who tells everyone to check their change.so. What's the moral of the story? Don't underestimate your spare change. That 1989 no mint mark penny could be sitting right under your nose or in your car cup holder. The key is to keep an eye out for unusual features, rare errors, or that mint condition shine. Now, before you grab a flashlight and start examining every penny you've ever owned, let me ask you this: are you ready to uncover more hidden treasures? If so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got tons of tips, stories, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into a payday. And hey, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time someone says, "It's just a penny," you can smile and think, "Not if it's the right penny." Happy hunting, everyone! Have you ever found yourself casually sifting through your spare change and wondered if one of those pennies could be worth more than your entire savings account? Well, get ready, because today we're talking about the 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that could transform your pocket change into a massive $1.6 million payday. Yep, you heard that right, a single penny. Stick around, because I'm not just going to tell you why it's valuable, but also share how you can spot one and even toss in a funny story about the time I nearly tossed away a small fortune without realizing it. Let's start with a little backstory. The 1998 no-mint Mark penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it doesn't have a mint mark. Most pennies from this year are worth, well, a penny. But there's a specific variety of this coin, one that's incredibly rare and worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. What makes it special? Glad you asked. It all boils down to a die variety known as the white AM. Sounds like a radio station, right? But it's actually a spacing issue on the reverse of the coin. If you flip the penny over, look at the word America. On the rare white AM variety, there's a noticeable gap between the letters A and M. On a regular penny, those letters are practically hugging. This tiny detail is what separates a $1 penny from a $1.6 million treasure. This coin wasn't supposed to exist. The dies used to make the white AM pennies were actually intended for proof coins, not circulation coins. So, this was essentially a whoops moment at the mint. A very profitable whoops for anyone lucky enough to find one. Now, before you go running to your coin jar, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, and we stumbled across an old mason jar filled with pennies. Naturally, I did what any responsible adult would do. I dumped them all out and started searching for treasures. I didn't find a 1998 white AM, but I did find a 1943 steel penny worth a few $100. My grandma, bless her heart, asked me if she could still spend it at the grocery store. Let's just say that Penny stayed far away from the cash register at first. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone camera to zoom in on the word America on the back. If there's a gap between the A and M, you might just have a winner. Also, check the condition of the coin. Coins in pristine condition are always worth more. A circulated white AM might fetch a few $1,000s, but an uncirculated one is where that $1.6 million jackpot comes in. The best places to find rare coins like this are in old coin collections, rolls of pennies from the bank, or even flea markets. It's like a treasure hunt, but instead of a map, you just need patience and good lighting. If you think you found a white AM penny, don't immediately sell it to the first dealer you come across. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Sure, it costs a bit, but it'll ensure you get the true value of your coin. The story of how a tiny error turned the 1998 no-mint Mark penny into a coin worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a college education. Who knew something so small could be so valuable? Before you go rummaging through your couch cushions or hitting up the bank for penny rolls, let me ask you this: how many other coins could you be overlooking? If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and strategies to help you uncover the hidden treasures lurking in your loose change. Maybe next time, you'll be the one with a $1.6 million penny in your pocket. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and accidental collectors. Ever thought that a single penny could change your life? I know it sounds like one of those late-night infomercials. But today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1991 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yep, the same penny that might be jingling in your car cup holder or hiding under your couch cushions could actually be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Let that sink in for a moment. A penny worth more than a mansion, but before you flip your entire piggy bank onto the table, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. I'll also share a little story about how I almost gave away a valuable coin because I didn't know what I had. Stick around to avoid my mistakes and maybe discover a life-changing treasure in your own pocket change. Alright, let's break it down. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this penny was produced. The 1991 penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial series, those iconic coins that featured good old Honest Abe on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. So, what makes this one worth $1.70 million? It's all about rarity and errors. Some of these pennies were struck with minting mistakes, and collectors absolutely love errors. Think of it like this: a regular penny is like your average cup of coffee. But an error coin? That's the double shot, caramel drizzled, gold fleck latte with whipped cream that everyone wants to try. Some of these coins were struck off center, creating a lopsided look. Look closely at the lettering. If it looks like it's doubling or blurry, jackpot. A few 1991 D pennies were accidentally minted on older bronze blanks instead of the usual zinc core. If yours feels heavier or looks slightly different, it might be one of these rarities. So, if you find a 1991 D penny with any of these features, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding history, okay? Confession time. A few years ago, I found an old jar of coins while cleaning out my grandparents' attic. I thought, cool, maybe I'll get enough to buy lunch. Among the coins, there was a shiny 1991 penny with a D mint mark. I didn't think much of it and almost tossed it into a Coinstar machine. Yes, a Coinstar. Thankfully, my inner voice of reason, or maybe it was sheer luck, told me to double-check it online. Turns out, it had a faint doubling on the date, a classic error worth thousands. Long story short, I didn't get lunch that day, but I did end up with a pretty sweet check from a collector. Moral of the story: don't underestimate your pennies. Now, here's where the fun starts. Go grab your spare change jar, wallet, or even that pile of coins you've been ignoring in your junk drawer. To spot a rare 1991 D penny, you'll need to carefully inspect the D mint mark and the date for doubling. Look for unusual weights, colors, or off-center designs. If you think you've hit the jackpot, have it authenticated by a professional coin grader. It might cost a bit up front, but trust me, it's worth it if you're sitting on $1 million penny. So there you have it, folks, the 1991 D Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of copper and zinc that could turn you into a millionaire. If you've learned one thing today, let it be this: never, ever underestimate your spare change. The next time someone hands you a penny, don't roll your eyes, check it out. Before you go, here's a little challenge: take 5 minutes today to go through your coins. Who knows? You might find your own $1 million treasure. And hey, if you do, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your story. If you love learning about coins, collecting tips, and strategies to turn pocket change into big money, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of treasure hunters. Don't forget to like this video and share it with a friend who's always ignoring their pennies. You might just change their life. Hey there, treasure hunters. What if I told you that one of the most ordinary looking pennies in your pocket could actually be worth $1.8 million? Yep, you heard that right. A single 2019 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny might just turn you into a millionaire overnight. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Well, stick around, because in the next 20 minutes, we're diving deep into this incredible story. We'll cover why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and I'll even share a funny, yet oh so relatable story about how I almost gave away a valuable coin at a gas station. Spoiler alert, I cried a little. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button before we get started. Trust me, you won't want to miss any of my future videos on coins that are literally worth their weight in gold or more. Alright, let's talk about the 2019 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. First things first, why is this penny so special? After all, we're talking about a coin that was minted just a few years ago. Shouldn't these still be everywhere? Well, not quite. A no mint mark penny means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and in 2019, a tiny number of these pennies were accidentally made with some fascinating errors. These errors can include doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies that make coin collectors go absolutely wild. It's like finding a Picasso painting at a yard sale. It's rare, it's exciting, and it's worth a fortune. Now, $1.8 million isn't just a random number. This penny gained its value because of a combination of rarity, demand, and get this, competition among wealthy collectors. These folks will pay top dollar for coins in pristine condition, especially if they're certified by organizations like PCGS or NGC. If you find a 2019 no mint mark penny with a visible error and it's in near perfect condition, you've hit the jackpot. And if you're thinking, but I've probably spent so many of these without even noticing. Well, same here. I was road tripping across the country, and I stopped at this tiny gas station in the middle of nowhere. I was digging through my wallet for change to buy a soda when the cashier spotted a shiny penny I just tossed onto the counter. She gave it a quick glance and said, "Nice coin." Now, I didn't think much of it at the time, but later that night, I couldn't stop wondering why she'd commented on a penny of all things. So I dug it out of my pocket and took a closer look. Wouldn't you know it, it was a no mint mark penny. Unfortunately, it wasn't the 2019 version, but that experience taught me a valuable lesson. Always check your coins before handing them over. Now, let's talk strategy. If you're serious about finding a 2019 no mint mark penny, here's what you need to do. Seriously, don't underestimate the power of those little jars of pennies you've been ignoring for years. Use a magnifying glass to spot any irregularities, like doubling on the letters or numbers. If you think you've got a valuable coin, don't toss it back in your wallet. Store it safely and get it graded by a professional. Join online forums, watch videos like this one, and connect with other coin enthusiasts. You never know when someone might share a tip that leads you to your $1,000,000 penny. Conclusion: alright, my friends, let's wrap this up. The 2019 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest impact. Who would have thought that a simple penny could turn your financial life upside down? Go grab that jar of coins from the back of your closet, the one you've been meaning to take to the bank for years. Give each penny a closer look. Who knows? You might just find the next big treasure. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about valuable coins coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss out. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Remember, your pocket change could change your life. See you in the next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket right now, the 2013 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, that tiny copper coin you probably don't think twice about could actually be worth up to $1.1 million. Yep, you heard that right, million. So, why is this little guy so valuable? Well, let me take you on a journey through the world of rare coins, with a dash of humor and a whole lot of information. Buckle up, because we're about to uncover why some pennies are worth more than just a cent. They're worth a whole lot of dollars. Let's get straight to the point. Why should you care about a penny without a mint mark from 2013? Well, it all boils down to a few things: scarcity, condition, and a bit of good old luck. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about how I stumbled across this obsession with rare coins. So, picture this: I'm cleaning out my grandpa's old cigar box full of coins when I come across this little 2013 Lincoln penny. Now, I'm not a huge collector at the time, but something about this coin felt different. It had no mint mark, just a plain old P on the reverse side. I did a quick Google search and, boom! Turns out, this penny could be worth over $1 million. So, what makes the 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Well, first things first, a coin without a mint mark means it wasn't struck at a specific US mint facility. Coins without mint marks are generally rarer, making them highly sought after by collectors. Now, that's where the real magic happens. When a coin is rare, especially if only a few exist, its value skyrockets. Think about it: you could have a coin in your pocket that could make you rich overnight. It's like finding a hidden treasure in your own home. But let's not forget condition. A well-preserved coin, with minimal wear and tear, can easily fetch a higher price. Those subtle scratches or dings? They could reduce the value. That's why collectors go wild for pristine examples like these. So, here's the deal: you might have a hidden gem in your pocket or in a dusty drawer at home. It doesn't hurt to take a closer look at your change jar or old coin collections. And if you find something even remotely close to this 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny, you're in for a treat. Want to learn more about coins worth big bucks? Hit that subscribe button for more tips, tricks, and stories of hidden treasures. And don't forget to share your own coin stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Hey, coin enthusiasts! Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins out there, the 1973 D mint mark Lincoln penny. But before we get into the juicy details, take a look at this beauty. Holds up the penny and chuckles. Yeah, it may look small, but it packs a punch. Let's talk about why this little piece of history could be worth over $1 million. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The 1973 D penny was made in Denver, Colorado, and while millions of these pennies were produced, only a select few became incredibly rare. You see, errors, mint conditions, and even tiny flaws make some of these pennies worth a fortune. But here's where things get interesting. Most 1973 D pennies are worth face value 1 cent. However, a few high-quality ones have seen astronomical prices. We're talking $1.20 million for a single coin. How does that happen? Well, it's all about the condition. If your penny looks like it's been through a washing machine with a pair of jeans, it's not going to be worth much. But if it's pristine, minty fresh, and well preserved, you've got yourself a treasure. So here's a little story for you. A while back, I inherited my grandma's coin collection. Amongst the pile of pennies and dimes, I came across a single 1973 D penny. I wasn't even sure it was special at first. I thought, oh, it's just another penny. Then I did a little research, and boom, my jaw hit the floor. It wasn't worth a couple of dollars. It was worth six figures. And now, whenever I go to yard sales or thrift shops, I bring a magnifying glass just in case, because you never know when you might stumble upon a small fortune. Today, the current market for top condition 1973 D pennies is around $1.2 million. That's right, folks, $1.2 million. It's wild, isn't it? But here's the thing, you've got to know what you're looking for. Grading matters, the right condition matters, and sometimes even a slight anomaly, like a double die error, can push that value even higher. So, there you have it. The 1973 D Lincoln penny might be a tiny coin, but it holds massive potential value. If you've got a stash of old pennies, dust them off, and get them checked out. You never know what hidden treasures might be hiding in your collection. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tips on coins worth money, and share your own experiences with rare coins in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! See you next time. That's your complete 20-minute script for a fun, informative, and engaging YouTube video on the 1973 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we talk about coins, history, and let's face it, those once-in-a-million-dollar finds. Today, we're diving into a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket right now, the 1975 D Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, a penny? Really? $1.3 million? Yep, you heard that right. So, grab your coin collection and let's get started. Penny go from being, well, just a penny, to a $1.3 million piece of history? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about why the 1975 D penny is so special. Usually, when a coin gets valuable, it's because of errors, low mintage, or something unique about how it was made. For 1975 D pennies, it all comes down to one thing, a tiny detail on the mint mark. Okay, let's get real here. This is where things get funny. If you ever think your eyesight is bad, try spotting a D mint mark on a 1975 penny without a magnifying glass. It's like finding Waldo in a sea of red. Most 1975 pennies were made in Philadelphia, meaning they don't have a mint mark. But those that do, with a small d, are the ones you want. And here's the kicker, very few of them were produced. Here's the difference, folks. One's worth about face value, and the other, well, you can buy a house with that one. Okay, maybe not a house, but you get the idea. Only a small percentage of 1975 pennies have the coveted D mint mark, making them extremely rare and valuable. In fact, collectors go nuts for these little beauties. You know what's funny? I actually found a coin like this when I was a kid. It wasn't a 1975 D, but I thought it was worth something just because it looked old. Turned out, it was just a regular penny, but hey, it got me hooked. And now, I'm all about hunting down coins worth big bucks. Now, if you ever come across a 1975 penny with a D mint mark, hang on to it. Trust me, $1.3 million is no joke. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned collector, knowing what to look for is half the fun. Alright, my coin-loving friends. That's the lowdown on the 1975 D Lincoln penny and how it became a goldmine for collectors. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your fellow coin enthusiasts, and hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on coins worth money, how to find them, and maybe even some funny stories along the way. You never know what might be worth millions. Thanks for watching, Old Coins Prices. Stay tuned for more coin adventures. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we talk about coins, history, and the surprising value they can hold. Today, we're diving into something a little special, the 1971 Mint Mark Lincoln penny. You're not going to believe what this little guy is worth today. Imagine pulling a penny out of your change jar and realizing it's worth over $1,000, no joke. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why the 1971 penny has become such a sought-after collectible. So, let's break this down. First off, what is a 1971 penny? Well, it's part of a smaller mintage series struck at the San Francisco Mint, hence the Mint mark. At the time, there wasn't much buzz about them, but over the years, collectors started noticing how rare these coins were. I remember when I first came across a 1971 penny in my grandma's old coin collection. I thought, oh, just another penny. Little did I know, it was worth hundreds. It's crazy how a little knowledge can turn a common coin into a potential treasure. So why exactly is the 1971 penny valued so high today? Well, there are a few reasons. First, it's the lower mintage compared to other pennies from that year, only about 2 million were made. That makes them pretty rare. Secondly, their excellent condition after decades can drive their value even higher. And, of course, collectors go wild for these kinds of limited edition coins. Today, a 1971 penny in good condition can fetch around $1,400, and sometimes even more depending on its state. It's wild how something so small can have such a big price tag. But hey, don't go raiding your couch cushions just yet. You'd need to have a good eye and a bit of luck to find one in mint condition. Trust me, I've tried, and yes, my couch is still coin-free. So, if you're thinking about starting your coin collection, here's a little tip: don't overlook those seemingly insignificant pennies. Even something as simple as a 1971 Mint mark could turn out to be your ticket to serious cash. Alright, folks. That's all for today's deep dive into the 1971 penny. Who knew that such a tiny piece of history could be worth so much, right? If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on coins, strategies, and everything in between. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across any hidden coin treasures. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to Old Coins Prices. Today, we're diving into a fascinating little penny, the 2001 Mint Mark Lincoln penny. You know what they say, one man's pocket change is another man's treasure. And let me tell you, this tiny coin could be worth more than you think. So, here's the thing with the 2001 Mint Mark Lincoln penny: this isn't your ordinary pocket change. In fact, some of these pennies are worth serious money. We're talking about a coin valued at around $1.5 million. Yep, you heard that right. That's not just loose change anymore, that's the kind of coin that could buy you a nice car or even a small house. Okay, maybe not a house, but still seriously impressive. So, why is the 2001 Mint Mark penny so valuable? Well, let's break it down. Most coins have a mint mark that tells us where they were produced, like D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. But the 2001 Mint Mark pennies were produced without a mint mark, making them quite rare. Fewer than 10,000 were ever made, which makes them harder to find, hence, more valuable. Now, let me share a little story with you. I remember back in 2017, my grandma gave me a shoebox full of old pennies. Most were worthless, but lo and behold, I stumbled upon a little 2001 Mint Mark penny. At first, I thought, this can't be worth anything. Until I did some digging and, boom! That little penny ended up in a coin appraisal, and now it's sitting in a safe, waiting for the day I cash it in. So, how do you spot one of these bad boys? Well, first thing, look for a 2001 penny that has no mint mark. Check the back of the coin, right under Lincoln's memorial. If it's blank, then bingo, you've got yourself a rare find. Now, let's talk numbers. While a 2001 Mint Mark penny might not reach the $1 million mark overnight, a well-maintained, authenticated specimen can easily fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $1.5 million. And here's the kicker: coin values can increase over time. So, keeping your eyes peeled for these hidden treasures can be a smart move for collectors and investors alike. But hey, not every 2001 penny is going to make you rich. Some people fall into the trap of thinking just any old penny is valuable. Always make sure to authenticate it, either through professional grading or trusted experts. That'll save you a lot of headaches and false hope. Alright, folks, so whether you're looking through your grandma's jar or at flea markets, the 2001 no mint mark penny is a hidden gem. And remember, collecting coins isn't just about the value, sometimes, it's about the stories we uncover along the way. Winks, so, if you want more tips on finding coins that are actually worth something, or just want to hear more coin related dad jokes, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time on Old Coins Prices. Happy hunting! Thanks for watching, and remember, coins can be small, but the value can be huge. Catch you in the next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Have you ever stumbled upon a penny and wondered just how much it's worth? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth a lot more than just its face value. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices. I'm Jack, and if you love talking about rare coins and finding out their true value, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a coin that has gained quite a bit of attention, the 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny, valued at around $1.6 million. Yup, you heard that right. So, grab your magnifying glass, and let's jump into why this little penny packs such a hefty price tag. So, why is this particular penny so special? Well, to understand that, let's dive into a little history. The 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny was not minted at any specific facility, making it a unique find for collectors. Alright, so here's the deal. The US Mint produces millions of pennies every year, but every once in a while, a tiny mistake or rarity pops up. In the case of the 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny, the lack of a mint mark signifies that it was made with a planchet intended for another year, but slipped through the cracks. And boom, here we are. And here's the kicker, only a limited number of these coins exist. Most likely, only a few hundred were ever made, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after. You know what they say, one person's mistake is another person's jackpot. Collectors and investors have been searching for this rare penny, willing to pay top dollar for just a glimpse of it. Recent sales have shown that some of these pennies have sold for over $1.6 million in auctions. It's a mind-boggling figure for just one tiny coin. Imagine finding this in your change jar or at a flea market. Seriously, you'd think you stumbled onto gold. And guess what? I had a similar experience with a rare coin once, turned a dusty old penny into some serious cash. You know, I once found an old coin at my grandparents' house. It wasn't worth nearly as much as this 2016 no mint mark penny, but the excitement was the same. I held on to it for years, not realizing it could be worth something beyond its face value. Fast forward to today, and I've developed a passion for helping people discover these hidden treasures. And that's why I'm here, sharing tips, stories, and strategies to help you find and understand the true value of coins. So, how can you spot a 2016 no mint mark penny? Aside from knowing what to look for, keeping up with coin trends and understanding the market is key. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it pays to stay informed. Plus, let's be honest, who doesn't love the thrill of the hunt? The adrenaline rush of seeing that dollar amount go up higher and higher in an auction is unmatched. So, there you have it, folks. The 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just your average penny, it's a piece of history that could be worth over $1 million. Whether you're a collector or just someone who enjoys the beauty of these rare finds, it's always exciting to explore the stories hidden within these coins. Before you go, hit that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing tips on coins worth big bucks. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we've got lined up next. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, the place where we talk about the coolest, most valuable coins that could make you a pretty penny, literally. Today, we're diving into a coin that's been making waves in the collector's world, the 2020 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, before we jump into its value and why it's turning heads, let's kick things off with a quick story. You ready? Let's go! Alright, so imagine this, you're at a coin show, surrounded by people flipping through dusty old pennies. And there I was, just another face in the crowd, until I spotted a guy holding a small coin book, pointing at a 2020 D Lincoln penny. I couldn't help but ask, hey, what's so special about that one? And that's when I learned about how this little penny is making waves in the coin market. So, what makes the 2020 D mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Well, first off, let's talk about its mint mark. The D stands for Denver, which means this coin was minted in Denver, Colorado. It's not super rare, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on because it's gained a lot of popularity in recent years. Now, let's get to the good stuff, the value. As of today, a 2020 D Lincoln penny is sitting around $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth a whopping $1.7 million. That's not pocket change, folks. Here's where things get even crazier. During that coin show, the guy with the 2020 D penny turned to me and said, "You know what the best part is? I found this in my change from a coffee shop." I'm sitting there thinking, I've been paying for way too many lattes. But seriously, you never know where valuable coins could pop up. It could be that little cup of coffee or the loose change you've had sitting in your car for years. But beyond the dollar signs, collecting coins like this is about more than just money. It's about history, stories, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin has a tale to tell, from its creation, to its journey through time, to where it lands in collectors' hands today. And with the 2020 D penny, the story is still unfolding. So, how do you get your hands on a 2020 D Lincoln penny, or any valuable coin for that matter? Well, here are a few tips. Join local coin clubs. These are great places to network and learn to stay updated. Follow coin collecting communities online for the latest finds and values. Be patient. Sometimes it takes years to find that one special coin. Alright, folks, that's it for today's deep dive into the 2020 D mint mark Lincoln penny. If you're loving this content and want more tips on coins that are worth serious cash, hit that subscribe button. And if you've got a cool coin story of your own, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for hanging out, and until next time, happy coin hunting. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're talking about one of the most talked about pennies, the 1970 D mint mark Lincoln penny, valued at an astonishing $1.8 million. Crazy, right? But don't worry if you don't have one of these in your pocket, because I've got some tips on how to spot valuable coins, and maybe even your everyday change could be worth big bucks. So, let's get into it. Okay, let's be real for a second. Most of us think pennies are, well, just pennies. You toss them in a jar or the tip jar at Starbucks without a second thought. But then you hear about these insane, rare pennies like the 1970 D mint mark, and suddenly, you start digging through your change like it's buried treasure. So, what makes the 1970 D penny so valuable? Well, let me break it down for you. The Denver Mint made a limited number of pennies that year, just under 3 million to be exact. That's a pretty small batch when you compare it to other coins. Plus, because they were struck on unique planchets, fancy word for coin-making metal, a lot of them didn't make it through without some mistakes or unique characteristics. Over time, collectors began realizing how rare these were, and boom, a high-value penny was born. Here's a little story for you. A while back, I was going through my mom's old coin collection because, apparently, moms save everything, and I found a penny that looked, well, kind of old. It wasn't until I looked closer and saw the D mint mark that I thought, whoa, what if this thing is worth something? Turns out, it wasn't a $1.8 million penny, but hey, it got me hooked on coin hunting. So, you never know what's hiding in your change. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. How do you even spot a 1970 D penny? First off, you're looking for that mint mark D right under Abraham Lincoln's portrait. If it's missing or doesn't have a mint mark at all, it's likely not the one you're looking for. Plus, look for signs of unusual wear or small errors. Coins with flaws like doubling, misalignments, or unique colorations can increase their value. Alright, back to that $1.8 million value. How does a coin go from being worth a few cents to millions? Well, age, rarity, condition, and demand all play a part. The 1970 D penny has become a rare gem, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for one in pristine condition. Think of it like a super exclusive VIP club where only the best of the best get in. That's why these pennies are worth their weight in gold, or should I say copper. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, but what if I find a rare penny in my pocket change? Do I cash it in right away, or do I do something fancy like frame it? Well, the short answer is, if you think it might be worth something, don't let it go without getting it appraised first. But seriously, let's keep it real, you're not likely to find one just lying around unless you've got a magical change jar at home. Alright, folks, that's the lowdown on the 1970 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, one of the rarest, most valuable pennies out there. If you're enjoying this kind of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more stories, tips, and hidden gems about coins that could be sitting in your pockets. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep an eye on those pennies, you never know which one could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and remember, coins can be small, but their value can be huge. See you soon. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Have you ever looked at the loose change in your pocket and thought, what if one of these pennies could change my life? Well, you might want to start checking those pennies a little closer, because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million penny. So grab your magnifying glasses and let's get started. Before we jump in, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, the kind of deep clean where you find French fries from last year and coins you didn't even know you had. Anyway, I found this old penny, and for a split second, I thought, could this be one of those rare ones worth millions? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But that moment sparked my fascination with valuable coins, and here we are today. So, let's talk about how you might find your $1 million penny, and what makes this 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so special. Alright, let's break this down. First off, what's the deal with no mint marks? Well, most pennies have a little letter stamped under the date. It's like a tiny signature from the US Mint telling you where the coin was made. A D means Denver, an S means San Francisco, and no mint mark at all? That usually means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. But here's the kicker, not all no mint mark pennies are created equal. The 1993 no mint Mark Lincoln penny stands out because of its rarity and a little bit of mystery. These pennies were part of a limited batch that somehow escaped the mint with perfect details and pristine condition. Experts believe that a small number of these coins were struck using specially polished dies, giving them an almost mirror-like finish. Combine that with the fact that only a few survived in flawless condition, and boom, you've got $1 million coin now. Let's talk value. If you happen to find one of these pennies in excellent condition, graded MS69 or higher, it could fetch up to $1.1 million at auction. Let that sink in for a second. A penny, worth over $1 million. That's like turning a paperclip into a luxury car. Even pennies in slightly lower grades can still be worth tens of thousands, so it's worth checking your change. First, look for a 1993 penny with no mint mark. Next, check the coin's condition. Is it shiny? Does it look almost brand new? If so, you might be sitting on a gold mine, or, in this case, a copper one. Pro tip: if you think you've got something valuable, don't clean the coin. Cleaning it can actually decrease its value. Instead, take it to a professional coin grader for an expert opinion. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sure, but what are the chances of me actually finding one of these pennies? And you're right, the odds are slim. But here's the fun part: searching for rare coins is like a treasure hunt, and even if you don't strike it rich, you'll learn a ton along the way. Plus, there's always the tiny chance that you'll hit the jackpot. And hey, isn't that what makes life exciting? Alright, let's wrap this up. The 1993 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. Who knew that something as ordinary as a penny could be worth over $1 million? So the next time you're digging through your couch cushions or cleaning out your car, take a closer look at those pennies. You never know, your next paycheck could be hiding in plain sight. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a coin that you thought might be valuable? Drop a comment below and share your story, I'd love to hear it. And if you're as fascinated by coins as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich, or at least make you a little smarter about what's in your pocket. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now, go check your change jar, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and accidental pocket change collectors. Imagine this: You're digging through your old coin jar, hoping to scrounge up some lunch money, and boom! You stumble upon a penny that could be worth more than your car. Sounds crazy, right? Well, today, we're talking about one of the most surprising discoveries in coin collecting history, the 1964 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, currently valued at a staggering $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right, million.so. Grab your coin jars, a magnifying glass, and maybe even a cup of coffee because you're going to want to hear this story. Oh, and stick around till the end, I'll share a hilarious story about how I almost spent a valuable coin at a vending machine. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1964 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny was produced in Denver, hence the D. Now, Denver isn't exactly known for minting million-dollar coins, so what's the big deal? Why is this penny worth so much? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. First, this particular penny is part of a rare batch that was struck with a highly unusual error, something coin collectors call a die variety. Think of it like a factory oops moment. These pennies have distinct features, like doubling on the inscriptions or misaligned strikes. It's these quirks that make them so valuable, and let's talk about condition. If your penny looks like it's been run over by a lawnmower, it's probably not the golden ticket you're hoping for. But if you've got a 1964 D penny in pristine, shiny, mint condition? Cha-ching! That's where the big bucks come in now. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a penny auction. No, not a penny auction where things are dirt cheap, I mean an actual auction for a single penny. In 2023, one of these rare 1964 D pennies sold for $1.2 million. That's enough to buy a house, a fancy car, and still have change left over for, well, more pennies. Here's where things get fun. To identify a 1964 D penny worth millions, you'll need a few tools. This isn't a one-and-done job. Pay attention to the D Mint mark and look for any unusual markings, doubling, or sharp details on Lincoln's face, but let me tell you, finding one of these is like hitting the coin collector's jackpot. It's rare, but not impossible. You know what they say, every penny counts. Now, here's where it gets personal. A few years ago, I was at the laundromat, desperately trying to find quarters for the dryer. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a handful of change, and there it was, a 1964 D penny. At the time, I didn't think much of it. I mean, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. Fast forward a few weeks, and I'm scrolling through a coin collector forum when I see a post about valuable Lincoln pennies. My heart stopped. Could my humble laundromat penny actually be worth something? I raced back to my car, grabbed the penny, and examined it like my life depended on it. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the $1 million version, but it taught me a valuable lesson: always check your change. So, what's the moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of a penny. That little copper coin sitting in your jar could be a life-changing discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes to rummage through old jars, the thrill of finding treasure is real, and it's waiting for you now. Before you run off to dig through your pockets, let me leave you with this: if you love learning about valuable coins, money-making strategies, or just want a good laugh about my vending machine mishaps, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a single episode of our coin collecting adventures. Who knows? Maybe next time, I'll be telling your story about the time you found a $1 million penny. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we talk about coins that are worth more than just pocket change. Today, we're diving into a little treasure known as the 2017 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you're thinking. A 2017 penny? Seriously? But trust me, this isn't your average loose change from the couch cushions. So grab a seat, grab a snack, and let's talk about why this little guy could be worth more than $1 or even a whole year's worth of coffee runs. Alright, let's break this down. First things first, why are 2017 D pennies special? Well, it all comes down to that little mint mark right there. The D stands for the Denver Mint, which means these pennies were struck at the Denver facility, and not every penny from that mint is created equal. You see, coins minted at different mints can vary in value depending on things like minting errors, rarity, and, of course, demand. And let me tell you, people love hunting for rare coins. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 2017 D penny currently holds a market value of around $1.30. Not exactly life-changing, but stick with me. This penny has been steadily increasing in value over the years. So, here's a little personal story for you. A few months ago, I stumbled across a small collection at a local garage sale. Amongst the usual old nickels and quarters, there was a single 2017 D penny. I could tell it wasn't just any regular pocket change. And after doing a bit of research, I realized it was worth way more than I paid for the whole lot. Lesson learned: even the most overlooked coins can turn into a hidden gem. Now, what makes this penny even cooler is its scarcity. The mint struck fewer of these pennies than most recent years, and collectors are starting to take notice. Especially because of small but important features, like those tiny imperfections, sometimes called die cracks, that add a bit of uniqueness. These little imperfections might seem minor, but they can drastically impact the value for collectors. So, if you're ever flipping through your change jar and spot something that looks a little off, don't just dismiss it. So, there you have it, a quick breakdown of the 2017 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. It may not be a $1,000,000 coin, but it's a great reminder that even modern coins can hold value. And if you're just getting started in coin collecting, these little guys are perfect for building your knowledge and portfolio. But hey, don't stop here. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth money and collecting strategies, hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing all the tips and tricks to finding hidden treasures like this one, and we're just getting started. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep collecting and keep having fun. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and their jaw-dropping values. Today, we're talking about a penny, yep, a single penny, that's worth a staggering $1.4 million. Can you believe it? A 1976 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Stick around because you won't want to miss this. Okay, let's get straight to the point. Have you ever wondered how a simple penny can be worth more than some cars or even houses? Well, you're about to find out. So, grab your snacks, maybe your lucky coin collection, and let's dive into the story of the 1976 D Mint Lincoln penny. You won't want to miss this. Now, before we get into the crazy value, let's break down what makes this penny so special. First things first, why does a 1976 D Mint penny even matter? Well, in 1976, the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate the United States Bicentennial with a special design on pennies, quarters, and half dollars. The D Mint mark signifies that it was made in Denver, Colorado. But here's where things get interesting. Only a tiny fraction of these 1976 D Mint pennies were made with some, less than perfect stamping. That's where the magic happens, or should I say, the millions happen. Now, fast forward to today. A well-preserved, high-quality 1976 D penny in pristine condition has been known to fetch over $1.4 million at auctions. Yeah, you heard me right, millions. I mean, who knew all those times you thought you were just throwing away pocket change, you were sitting on a gold mine? Or should I say, a $1,000,000 coin? You know, I remember when I first started collecting coins. My grandpa used to tell me stories about finding rare coins in pocket change, and I thought, yeah, right, Grandpa. But then, I actually found a 1976 D penny tucked away in my old shoebox. I almost laughed it off at first until I did a little research and discovered its true value. Needless to say, I've got a much more serious approach to coin collecting these days. Now, not every 1976 D penny is worth millions. In fact, the condition matters a lot. But if you happen to come across one that's still in good shape, especially if you get lucky and find it graded by a reputable company, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, what's the takeaway here? Always keep an eye out for those overlooked coins, especially the ones with special mint marks like the D in 1976. And hey, if you enjoyed learning about the value of coins like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we've got more amazing stories, tips, and strategies for collectors like you. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles. Today, we're talking about something absolutely crazy, a 1981 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could be worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth more than most cars. Alright, let's talk about this tiny piece of history. The 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might not look like much at first glance. I mean, it's just a penny, right? But if you look closely, you'll find that this little coin has a pretty big story. Now, before we get into the insane value, let's talk about how these pennies came to be. See, in 1981, the US Mint didn't produce any pennies with a mint mark. This was pretty unusual, but not necessarily by design. There was a manufacturing hiccup. And what came from that? A highly sought-after error penny. Transition to a whiteboard with key points written about the penny's rarity. So why are these 1981 no-mint mark pennies so valuable? Well, the fact that they were unintentionally produced in smaller numbers makes them incredibly rare. Plus, they weren't caught for circulation back then. Over time, collectors started to recognize their value, especially because minting errors can mean big bucks. Since then, the demand for these rare pennies has skyrocketed, and prices have gone through the roof. Some of them are now worth as much as $1.5 million. Crazy, right? Real-life coin hunting story cut to a personal anecdote or humorous story related to coin hunting. Okay, let me tell you a funny story. So, last year, I was going through my grandmother's old change jar and you wouldn't believe what I found. A 1981 penny. I immediately thought, this can't be worth that much, can it? But, lo and behold, after doing some digging, I realized it could have been worth a fortune. Host laughs as they show the penny with exaggerated excitement. Now, I'm not saying every 1981 penny will make you rich, but it just goes to show, always check those old coins. Current market value. Cut back to the host holding the coin and discussing current market trends. So, what's the current market value for a high-quality 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? You're looking at $1.5 million if it's in pristine condition. Yep, that's not a typo. Add a playful slide showing different grades and values. Of course, the condition of the coin matters. A worn-out version is still valuable, but it's a big difference between $1.5 million and, say, a couple $100. So, there you have it. The fascinating world of rare coins is full of hidden treasures. Whether it's a 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny or some other unique piece of history, you never know what you might find in your pocket change. If you enjoyed this journey into coin collecting, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips, tricks, and crazy stories about coins worth big money. And, hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a cool coin yourself. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, the place where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, collectibles, and how you can turn those old pennies into serious cash. Today, we're talking about a coin that could be worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. So, grab a seat, grab a snack, and let's get into why this little coin is such a big deal. Alright, let's talk about the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, it's just another penny, right? But here's the thing, this penny has no mint mark, which makes it extremely rare. Most pennies from 1984 had a D mint mark, but somehow, some lucky ones slipped through the cracks and were produced without it. That tiny omission has turned this humble coin into a hidden gem in the coin collecting world. Now, why is this penny so valuable? Well, aside from the mint mark missing, it's the fact that only a handful were made. Collectors and investors are always on the hunt for rarities, and the fewer there are, the more valuable they become over time. You want to hear something funny? My friend Greg once told me a story about finding a 1984 penny in his loose change. He thought it was worthless until he decided to double-check online. Sure enough, that penny had no mint mark, and it's now worth thousands. He made a pretty hefty profit just by double-checking that change jar. So, moral of the story? Don't ignore your old coins. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Recently, the highest sale for a 1984 no-mint mark penny hit a whopping $1.6 million at auction. That's right, 6 figures for a small piece of copper and zinc. But finding one isn't easy. They're rare, sought after, and that scarcity drives up the price. There are only a few hundred of these 1984 no-mint mark pennies known to exist. And the market for them is only growing. With more collectors entering the scene, it's becoming even more competitive to snag one of these gems before prices skyrocket even further. Now, I get it, you might be thinking, well, how do I even spot a rare coin? It's not like you're going to stumble across one in your couch cushions, but keep your eyes peeled when you're checking your loose change. Look for that missing mint mark, or even better, take a look at condition, where, and how well it has been preserved over the years. So, there you have it, the story of the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth serious money. If you've got one of these pennies hiding somewhere, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Don't forget to subscribe to your channel name for more tips, stories, and strategies about rare coins that could make you a collector's jackpot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Have you ever dug through your pocket change and wondered if that ordinary-looking penny could be worth thousands, maybe even millions? Well, today, we're diving into the mysterious world of the 2014 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and why it's got collectors buzzing. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you love coins and hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a little penny that packs a big punch, this little 2014 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and why it could be worth up to $1.70 million. Now, before we get into the value, let's talk about what makes this coin special. Most pennies have a mint mark, right? That little D4 Denver, or S4 San Francisco. But the 2014 no mint mark penny? Well, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark. It's like showing up to a party without RSVP. Everyone's curious why you're there. Why is this penny worth so much? Simple: rarity drives demand. When you combine a limited release with fewer survivors, you end up with a highly sought-after coin. Think about it, you go to the grocery store and get change back. The odds of finding this penny? Pretty slim. That scarcity adds up, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Speaking of rare finds, let me tell you about a time I stumbled upon a coin that made my jaw drop. I was at a flea market, digging through a box of change, and there it was, a beat-up penny, just sitting there. I thought it was junk, but after a bit of research, it turned out to be worth over $5,000. And that's why it's so fun to dig through those old jars of coins you have lying around. So, what's the current market value? Well, folks, the 2014 no mint mark penny is sitting at a whopping $1.7 million in top condition. But even in less than perfect shape, you're still looking at thousands. Whether you're selling it or keeping it as a prized possession, you want to make sure it's in the best condition possible. You don't have to be a professional coin collector to stumble upon something valuable. Flea markets, garage sales, and even your spare change jar could be hiding gems like this one. Maybe that penny in your pocket could be next. Standing with a bright smile, so, there you have it, folks. The 2014 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is not just a regular penny, it's a treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and want more tips, strategies, and stories, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Join our community of coin enthusiasts where we explore coins, their stories, and strategies for making your own valuable finds. Thanks for hanging out with me, and as always, keep digging for those coins. Who knows what you'll uncover next? Hey, coin collectors! Welcome back to Coin Crafters, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and explore some of the most jaw-dropping values. Today, we're talking about the 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, worth a whopping $1.8 million. Buckle up, folks, because this is gonna be a wild ride. So, what makes this 2006 penny so special? Well, for starters, most 2006 pennies came with a mint mark, which indicates where they were produced. But the no mint mark 2006 penny, now that's a rarity. You see, in a sea of mass-produced coins, these little guys stand out because they're literally a needle in a haystack. And, let's be real, how often do you come across a penny that could buy you a brand new car? Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if you've checked your pockets a million times by now. Okay, so I have to tell you a funny story. Last week, I was cleaning out my grandma's old attic and stumbled upon a jar full of coins. At first, I thought it was just a bunch of pennies, but lo and behold, there it was. A 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny. I about fell over. Needless to say, I was Googling prices faster than you can say Federal Reserve. So, why is this little penny so valuable? Well, the lack of a mint mark means there are fewer of these in circulation. Combine that rarity with demand from collectors, and boom, you've got a coin worth serious cash. As of today, a 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny can go for around $1.8 million, with some even fetching higher prices at auctions. That's right, a small, everyday coin could be worth more than most people's annual salary. Kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? Alright, so let's talk about how you can spot coins like this in your own collection. First, check the date. If it's 2006, give it a second glance. Then, make sure you inspect the back. No mint mark? Bingo, you've got something special. And if you're still unsure, don't worry. There are plenty of coin apps and experts out there who can help you authenticate these hidden treasures. But beware, my friends. You might just start looking at every penny on the street like it's $1 million bill. Imagine walking around thinking, this could be it. But hey, a little excitement never hurt anyone. So there you have it, a deep dive into the 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth so much. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin tips, and leave a comment if you've ever stumbled across any rare finds in your own collections. Thanks for joining me today, folks. Until next time, happy coin hunting!